Hello everybody, so I'm back with another boxing prediction video, and yeah, this is number 163, I believe, 64, doesn't matter really. So, the next weekend there are a few fights that are really, well, rather good, or look good on paper anyway. First of all, we got Virgil Ortiz Jr., who is one of the hottest new talents in the welterweight division, of course, fighting Michael McKinson, who is also undefeated, 21-0. But he has got only two knockouts, so this is not definitely not a puncher. More like a tricky boxer, I imagine, yeah. And of course, Ortiz has all knockouts, only knockouts so far, so his last two wins were most impressive when he stopped Maurice Hooker in 7 rounds and Egidius Kavaliauskas in 8. Yeah, that's right. So, of course, one has to favor Virgil or Virgil, how I call it. I'm gonna call him Virgil. I like it better. Virgil is a little bit too American, you know. Cowboy association, such stuff like that. Virgil Ortiz is, of course, a knockout artist, and he just is pretty amazing. He looks amazing right now, and he is, I guess, rather fast on his feet and all that. And what I have seen, McKinson, I don't think I've seen him fight, but so far he has been fighting mostly, or all only pretty average fighters. And though he has won all his, almost all his fights on points, I see he stopped calling lines by body shots in 6 rounds. That was in 2017. And I know of calling lines, I've heard of him, so he's not some bum, unknown bum. So, many British fighters. I don't know why that is, but I have seen, I mean, quite many so far whose knockout ratio does not really reflect their power. Some of them have far less knockouts than they should have had. And that's, I guess, because I don't know really. Their style is, I don't know, really. I have no idea. Their style may be more defensive or yeah, they don't always go for a knockout like in USA, or Mexico and those countries. They don't always, and maybe they are not so good at finishing off their opponents. I don't know what's the reason. Yeah, I think that level of brutality is not the same over there as in USA and all those countries in Americas. So yeah, that might be the reason. But anyway, not to make this too long, of course I expect Barry Ortiz to win this by stoppage also, by a knockout or TKO within 8 rounds. Yeah, that would be realistic. Alright, so the next one is Regis Pro Ray versus Tyrone Mckenna. Yeah, this is rather, well, I don't know. It doesn't say how many rounds it's in Dubai, so Dubai is rather, yeah, I'm not gonna say low key, but maybe it looks a bit like that, you know. So, Regis Prograis has bounced back after losing first time to Josh Taylor. Um, yeah, which was a pretty big surprise, I guess. to many of us, most of us. And he has won two fights by TKO. First Juan Heraldez and then Ivan Redka, who has also become earlier he was like, thought to be promising, but since then he's been exposed, not that good, too much overhyped, simply. Sorry. And Tyrone Mckenna, he's from Belfast. Another guy doesn't have that many KOs, 6 of 22, two losses, one draw. So his last loss was O'Hara Davis versus O'Hara Davis. That was 2020 majority decision. But he's beaten a few guys who are like, who I have heard of anyway. And among them, the guy who was the first to beat Lee Selby, Mohammed Mimouna. And yeah, but he's also lost to Jack Catterall, who I'm sure most of people know by now know of. Yeah, so Catterall gave him a beating, put him down twice, and won by yeah. But still, that the decision wasn't that wide, so I guess the fight was rather even otherwise. So this guy McKenna is no joke, obviously, he's gonna provide a good test for Pro Ray, I believe. But still, I don't know if he will be able to last the distance, really. And Pro Ray is, of course, mostly a knockout artist, a puncher, and yeah, I mean, McKenna is a tough guy, hasn't been stopped yet, but there's a first time for everything, as they say. So, and now at 32, he's nearing the end of his prime, even though Ray is 33, but he's still a young 33 because he hasn't had that many fights for his age. Yeah, he turned pro when he was about 24, I believe. Yeah, so that's not so early by American standards. For so anyway, yeah, I can imagine this fight going the distance too, but I think it would be more realistic to predict that Ruga wins by a stoppage. Yeah, like any time between the fourth and the 12th round. I mean, it's a little bit hard to say exactly when it can happen. So yeah. Alright, and finally, Sonny Edwards is fighting Muhammad Wasseem. So Sonny Edwards is a really good, very promising fighter. I mean, he has already delivered some of that promise by winning the IBF title at flyweight, but he's a really good technician, fast and tough guy. Not really a puncher, but I guess he has some pop anyway. So his best win so far was over Maruti Mutalan in last year, even though Mutalan was past his prime, but still a really really outstanding fighter. Otherwise, one of the best in that division in the last 10 plus years. So Sonny Edwards, yeah, he's the brother of Charlie Edwards, yeah. I believe, yeah, yeah. I started talking like Ricky Gervais, yeah, yeah. So his opponent, I heard of him somewhere anyway. Muhammad Wassim is from Pakistan. Pakistan. He has lost to the guy that I just talked about. Sonny beat Maruti Muttalani, however you pronounce it. But he managed to drop him once actually before that. it was a close decision too. So that's his only loss. So Wasseem is has more knockouts anyway. Has 8 KOs of 12, while Edwards has 4 of 17. So it's not a huge difference, but I would say, yeah, Wasseem is a bigger, harder hitter anyway. It looks like it on paper anyway. So, yeah, I think still this is a, well, of course, Edwards says this is not his first fight in Dubai. Dubai, sorry, not Dubai, Dubai. His last one also happened over there when he beat Jason Mama. um, I was gonna say, so it's a rather neutral area, even though Wassim is from Asia and you know a Muslim country, but I don't think there should be some kind of bias towards him by the judges. Oh, I hope not, anyway. So Edwards is definitely looks like the better fighter on paper and should win this fight on points, of course. I doubt that he can stop. I mean, if Moruti wasn't able to stop this guy, Wassim, who is, who was always a rather hard hitter and has many knockouts, but if he wasn't able to, then how can Sonny Edwards do that? Of course. So that would be there's also 3-inch advantage in height. I forgot to mention for Wasim, and I don't know, doesn't say how big Sonny's reach is, but anyway, uh, Wasim is already 34 and Edwards is 26, so there that advantage goes to Edwards. But anyway, as I said, it shouldn't really make much difference. The height. It's not a huge difference anyway. 3 inches. It is of course a difference, but not like 5, 4, 6 inches, like that. So Sonny Edwards to win on points and retain his IBF flyweight title. So yeah, that would be it pretty much. A few more interesting fights happening, but I really can't judge those fights, predict because I don't know those fighters, well enough. So that would be it for now. Stay tuned and see you until the next prediction video. Bye bye.